Okay, so we have our final two athletes of the evening, and we have Anna Mulholland. Anna, give me a sense what you're doing and what your sport is.
I play netball and Gaelic football, and I'm studying PE and sport as well.
Wow, so it's sport and sport and sport. It feels, Anna, fantastic. We'll get into that in a minute. And we also have you, Charlie Irvine, which James mentioned you just a little bit earlier. And you're a fine size of a lad, has to be said. And your sport is?
I play rugby.
And a good voice too to help, always helps things. So, congratulations, fella, so far. And you too. We'll get to you just in a minute. But I suppose, what are you studying here?
I'm studying medicine at the minute.
Okay, and you're playing for who?
For Ulster.
Yeah, full on.
Yeah, busy schedule. Definitely, yeah.
And what year are you in?
So I'm in my fourth year now. I've gone part-time actually, so I'm in my first of two fourth years. It's sort of weird to say, but yeah.
Wow. How long and when, for people that don't know, did the Ulster rugby thing? Because you arrived here, you're playing for Queens, rugby's your thing. Wasn't always your thing. You come from a multi-sport background, which I'm aware of. And eventually Ulster happens, which is, it's big stuff. So just talk me through your progression.
Yeah, so I was in the Ulster underage setup, I think it was 15 maybe. So I've been there for ages now, it feels like. Came through underage Ulster Ireland, left school, came to Queen's, was involved in the sub-academy. So I spent 2 years in sub-academy with Ulster, played Irish 20s during that. So the start of my third year out of school, joined the academy at Ulster, spent 2 years there, and then now this year is my first year in the senior squad. Yeah.
I'm playing. Have you got any games?
Yeah, so I've played 10 caps now, I think. 9 of those this season. So it's been a good few months for me. Sort of was on the fringes there for the start of the season. Got to go sort of November time, end of November. Haven't really looked back since. Been involved most weeks, been injured a couple of times, wee small things, but I've been in and around it and playing and getting good minutes. So it's been class few months for me.
Many people here, I mean, with the rowing championships, I think it is next week, and there's a lot going on there. So look, all the sports, they're full on. Yours is full on. Obviously, we're finishing off sort of rugby season in a sense. You're also studying medicine. I'm reliably informed it's a fairly intense course. Otherwise, we're in a spot of bother if you come through it and it's not. How can you possibly manage that?
I don't even know myself sometimes. I suppose it's just a very busy schedule. So I was full time for my first 3 years. I intercalated last year, so did a degree in medical science for a year. And then got to this stage and sort of sat down with Queen, sort of said to them, look, I don't think I can do full-time medicine and play professional rugby this year. And they were great. They got me in the door to speak to who I needed to in Queen's Medicine to sort of go, can we go part-time with Charlie? And they were like, yeah, they were all supporting it. So sort of works that I'm in placement 2.5 days a week. Have to make that up around training. So when I'm not training, I'm usually, or supposed to be anyway, in the hospital. So yeah, I'm sort of, my whole life feels like it's between the Affidea and sort of the Royal at the minute.
But isn't it a wonderful example of what can be done? Like literally, you hear people so many times, and I'm the worst for it. I don't have time. And we're sitting, the guy is going to be a doctor. We're sitting him, he's playing provincial rugby, maybe something else further down the line, who knows? You're an example that you can find the time. So I'm guessing I'm clumsily coming around to the question, are you uber disciplined to actually make that happen? Or do you find, I'm getting by your swagger, it's nearly, you kind of find it half comfortable enough doing it?
Yeah, I suppose as a person, I'm fairly relaxed. I don't try and stress too much, but at the same time, I am organised. I think that being relaxed comes from being organised. I'll sit down, plan my week, plan my days. I know what I'm doing. any given week or where I'm meant to be. And I think that gives me the ability that I can relax the rest of the time and not have to worry too much.
So do you set out like literally the week, your training schedule, Ulster, Queen's School, well, Queen's College, obviously, like, but university work, is it literally is on your planner?
Yeah. Sit down a Sunday evening and sort of write down rugby from this time to this time, and then uni from this time to this time, and sort of, yeah, it's sort of all set out every day, 5 days of the week.
Okay, but that's quite useful. Sunday nights are kind of thing, sit down, plot it out. Do you have that on your phone or do you write it out?
No, I've got it in a wee notebook.
You got it in the what?
In a notebook, sort of a journal, yeah.
Bit of old-fashionedness about you as well. Good stuff, fella. Anna, what about you? I'm nearly dizzy listening to this, man, but you've more than one sport going on, which makes it difficult as well as your course. So just give me a sense of how you can make this happen, because I suppose what I'm thinking here is there's parents sitting there with some of their youngsters and they've shown great signs because they've been recognised tonight with a future star. So they haven't made it, but they're going in the right direction, clearly. And I suppose if you want your child to have a good education, you always get that thing, pick one sport. Don't be doing two. No, you have to choose. You can't do both of them. And I find this even in my family life back home. How can you balance more than one sport and college?
Probably similar enough to what Charlie said, like being organised. I also would like have a diary, write trainings down. Also, I have great coaches, understand like how important both sports are to me. So I'm a big advocate for dual sports. Like I have a lot of players in like my netball and Gaelic club teams that play both. And like you reap the rewards of it, you know, it makes you a better player. I think there's a lot of transferable skills, not only between netball and football, like rugby and different things. So
going between netball and football, one is non-contact and one is very much contact. There's a switch that needs to be flicked there.
Yeah, definitely. Like I remember when I was in school, I'd be going from like a Gaelic school game to a netball game, and then I'd be running with the ball in netball because I'm still thinking that I'm playing football. But it does take a while. But especially with the new rules now in Gaelic in our game in the ladies that's been brought in, it definitely is more contact. But we're all enjoying it.
Yeah, and it also shows it can be done. I mean, Caroline O'Hanlon was in my year at Queen's, and Caroline played for Armagh Gaelic football team. She plays professional netball. She's a doctor. Like, I'm dizzy even reaming it out, but it can be done. How has this place helped, if at all? And I feel it's likely you're going to say here that they're of no use to you whatsoever, in fairness. But if they have they done that?
So many things, like between the facilities that the guys were saying there, and like the academic flexibility, like if I'm at a netball tournament or something and I need an extension, like they're happy enough to give it to you.
So how does that work? What is academic flexibility?
It's just like if you're on like the programs that Queen's offer here, or that's like the elite athlete one or the bursary one, or the GAA one that I would be on, like you get like an extra few days to get an assignment in, or like you can change your exam or whatever, just to be flexible with your sport.
Do you feel comfortable in asking for that?
I do now. I'm in my final year now. I probably wouldn't have been as much in my first year. I was also probably just unaware to how much Queen's do offer, and that was there. But now I feel like knowing like time management is massive in order to balance sport and academics. Like I'm happy enough to ask for it when I need it.
Okay. Your sport is double. You're kind of concentrating on one now, but you kind of have to do. You're a professional. Wasn't always that way, was it?
No. So when I young enough, used to play Gaelic football. Actually played at the same club as Anna. So it's a small world.
Which is?
Glenavy. So yeah, I actually got involved with Glenavy through mini rugby at Lisburn. One of the lads there played football and sort of said to some of us, "Do you fancy coming down?" So there's a good group of probably half a dozen of us went down, gave it a go, and ended up sticking around for the next sort of eight or so years. So I played under 8s or 10s right up until 2 years of under 16s. So got a good time of it.
You got a good go at it.
Yeah.
This is always a difficult question, and I find people answer it quite differently. I noticed that I have a cousin who's a young fella, is unbelievable at everything it feels at this stage, but he's over playing a bit of football with Arsenal. He's a very good Gaelic footballer. He's pretty much everything. And I'm watching this from afar and thinking, God, what's the best advice to give? Because it feels like there's too much and the coaches are asking for so much that to do both of them is nearly impossible. And if you do, you're maybe not giving your best. Has that ever faced you, and how do you come to terms with that and balance the benefits of maybe doing more than one sport?
Yeah, so I suppose for me, rugby was always sort of number one. I think it was always going to be number one. Gaelic very much supported rugby, if that makes sense. So like I went to a rugby school. My family would all be rugby, so it was very much rugby was during the rugby season, and it worked well that as soon as that finished, it was straight into Gaelic. So it was never. To be honest, I wasn't a fantastic Gaelic footballer. I enjoyed it, but I wasn't great. But it worked well for me. Just it was a constant bridge of like there was never a period of the year where I wasn't playing sport. And I do feel now like I'm reaping the benefits of playing football in terms of like high balls, just general fitness, ability to move. It's something that I feel that I've improved. Has been a big thing because of playing Gaelic.
And that could probably be difficult as well. And I'm not saying this is the case with you either, by the way, but you might enjoy a sport a wee bit more, or you could maybe enjoy the group around it. You might be better friends with them, but you're better at this particular sport. I mean, that can be difficult. Have you ever heard of that happening before with maybe some of your friends?
I'm not really sure. Like I think,
Do you just kind of know?
yeah, I think you do. You just know. For me anyway, like I always knew what sport it was going to be. I think a lot of the other lads knew. Like there's some of the guys that joined the Navy off the back of Lisburn, and there's one of them plays Gaelic now. He doesn't play rugby, so he wouldn't have done that otherwise. So yeah, I think it just varies.
Yeah. And Anna, you're still in the middle of this because you still are in the middle of the multiple sport piece. And don't get me wrong, I'm not coming at it here that which one are you going to pick or which one do you want to choose. You're living embodiment of that. You can do more than one. Can you?
Yeah, 100%. I think like if you have the support around you in terms of like your family, your coaches, like your teachers, especially for Sun School, like all of that helps to make it work. And I think if you have that, then yeah, you definitely can.
And this place helpful in that, Anna, because it's quite a demanding schedule you have here. So like, you'd Mike on earlier on. Have you worked with him in the past, and how helpful has he been? The different assets that are here at Queen's.
Yeah, definitely Queen's is class. In terms of like the netball, actually at Queen's trained on the same nights as football, so I didn't actually get to play netball at Queen's. Unfortunately, the football was just more competitive, so I went with that. But yeah, like I've definitely had a couple of sessions with Mike, and they've been great. And just the facilities at Queen's are class. Like they really help you get to the top level.
And can you talk me through the netball piece for people that just aren't quite sure of it? It's now a profession, or it can be a profession. Obviously, it can be a career in a way. So can you talk me through that, Anna?
Yeah. I play for my club. I actually play with Charlie's sister. We play for the same club, and we play at NI together. I played like through the pathway under 21 level, and then on the senior team at the minute. So for Northern Ireland, the Caroline who you mentioned, she's the captain of our senior team at the minute. So yeah, that's sort of what it looks like.
Grand. And can I ask you about, which is a big talking point at the minute, Australian rules, AFL. So a lot of people from this part of the world, it's a very transferable skill if you play ladies Gaelic football, that you could go to Australia and potentially play there, pay actually as well. And that's significantly changed in terms of it very much is a career. Australia is very much a selling point. Can you talk me just around that and how much of a conversation that is around people like you?
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of talk about that in the media at the minute, especially around like Gaelic football players. Obviously, the skills are very transferable, and like if you get the opportunity to go play professional while Gaelic's an amateur sport here, like it'd be hard to turn that down. But like definitely, like especially the clubs and counties will miss like the players here that go over. Yeah.
Is that something that would appeal to you?
Yeah. I'm moving to Melbourne in May once I finish my exams here to play for an AFL club in Melbourne, Richmond Tigers. So
We just slipped it in at the end there, didn't we?
Yeah.
And you happened to be moving to Australia to play Aussie rules. Congratulations, by the way. That's just a phenomenal accomplishment again to achieve that. So what does that look like?
So I'm going 2 days after my last exam. I'm moving over. The season doesn't start until August, but I'm going in May for pre-season. I'll miss like the first week of it, but so I'll be missing like the summer with football and netball. I haven't played as much netball the last few months just because I'm going to play football, so I've been focusing on it a wee bit more since January, I suppose, since I got the contract in December. So
Okay, so like I'm not going to ask you what you're getting paid, or I'm not going to go drill down on it, but you are getting paid. It is now a job, isn't it? And it's a relatively well-paid job for the period of time, albeit it could be a very short career. We're not getting ahead of ourselves. Do they look after like accommodation, transport, food, that kind of stuff? What way does that work? Because it's expensive to live in Australia and to have a life there. How does that all work?
Yeah, well, like the club will put me up with accommodation, food. Well, it's all new to me too, but food at the club. And then there's one Irish girl on my team that I'm going to. She played for me. But when she went over, she rented a car, so I'm not 100% sure where I'll be living yet. But I think like if I'm far away, I'll maybe do what she did, rent a car. If not, I'll share lifts with the girls. So yeah.
Brilliant, like, and congratulations. How exciting is that? I mean, just it's an amazing opportunity. Like when you were 16 and you're sitting maybe in a place like this, it just seems like a different world. And the fact that you've been able to go and accomplish that and more, and your education and your multiple sports, and hey, I'm heading off to Melbourne there 2 days after my exams, which is brilliant. You're not going to Melbourne, are you?
Unfortunately not, no.
There's rugby out there as well, though.
Yeah, well, you never know. But think for now, I'm going to be in Belfast for a few years yet.
Great, and good luck with everything that comes your way. Just future aspirations. I always feel quite torn in asking people this, but how far do you feel you're good enough to go?
I don't think there's a level of like a cap. You know what I mean? Dreams to play for Ireland. I think that's everyone. Probably the rugby academy, the rugby future stars in here, like they all want to play for Ireland. Everyone wants to play for Ireland. For me, that's something that I feel that I can do, and it's something that I'm really hungry for over the next couple of years. To hit that level and become that person that plays for rugby for Ireland.
Well, listen, we wish you every success. But very lastly, the last question to the pair of you folks, the best bit of advice that you've been given. It mightn't have landed well with you at the time, but maybe just a wee bit of maturity that, you know what, that's a good lesson. Because with people here in fourth year and fifth year, that age, impressionable, high achievers, successful, but ambitious too. What's the one thing that's a decent bit of advice?
I think the enjoyment piece, as you know, it's always talked about, enjoy, like make sure you're enjoying it. And I've maybe found that more recently that when I'm enjoying my rugby, I play better. When you're in your team, or when you like being around a team, it's a team you want to play for, it's a team you want to perform for, you want to win for. So for me, yeah, like the enjoyment piece, and like there's times where maybe I've sort of slightly fallen out of with it, and that's when it comes harder. You don't want to get out of bed early in the morning, you don't want to do the extra work, but like when you're enjoying it and you're hungry, that's when you're getting the best out of yourself, I think.
Brilliant, Charlie. Anna?
Yeah, probably similar enough to what Charlie was saying. Like, especially when you're younger, like there's a lot more pressure when you get up to play senior level or under 20 minor, whatever it is. So, definitely the same. Like, just enjoy it while you can. There's a lot more pressure as you get older. Yeah.
Super. Listen, you have exciting times ahead of you both, and thank you very much indeed for coming to chat to us. Very difficult in front of everybody there as well, but you are absolutely brilliant at it. So Ulster, potentially Ireland, half dozen things it feels at this stage with you, Anna, but like a trip to Melbourne as well to play professionally and to excel in that environment, and you've been given great grounding here clearly as well. So it's exciting, and I'm absolutely delighted for you as well. So ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause, please, for Anna and Charlie.